So if you've ever managed a Linux system, I'm sure you know this feeling. Everything's running just fine, and then, bam, it's not. The server just grinds to a halt, and suddenly, all eyes are on you. Well, today, we're going to dive into a super practical guide to solve exactly that problem.
This is the question, right? The one that kicks off 1,000 frantic Google searches. Your apps are lagging, users are starting to complain, and you're just staring at a blinking cursor wondering where to even start. But don't worry, we're going to break down exactly how to answer this step by step.
You know, the best way to approach this is to think like a detective. Seriously, you're not just randomly firing off commands and hoping for the best. Nope. You're gathering clues, you're identifying suspects, and you are systematically narrowing down the problem. It's a full-on investigation, and every good detective needs the right set of tools.
Okay, so just like any good investigation, we start with a high-level overview. Before we get into the weeds, we got to check the system's vital signs. Think of it like a first responder arriving on the scene. What are the most obvious symptoms right now?
And our first tool in the toolkit is Top. You can think of Top as the emergency room dashboard for your server. It gives you an immediate, live look at every process that's running, showing you exactly what's happening on that machine right this second.
And right away, Top gives us our first major clues. The %CPU and %mem columns are going to point you directly to the biggest resource hogs. As soon as you spot a suspicious process, you'll want to grab its PID, that's the process ID, which is like its unique badge number for the investigation ahead.
All right, next up, let's zoom in on memory with the free command. While Top gives us some good hints, free gives us the official report on memory usage. But you got to be careful here. There's a really common trap that trips up almost everybody when they first see this output.
Okay, so here's the crucial part. Whatever you do, don't look at the free column and panic. See, Linux is really smart. It uses memory that would otherwise be sitting idle for caching files to speed things up. The number you actually care about is available. That's the real amount of memory your applications can grab and use right now.
And this brings us to a super important best practice. When you're doing capacity planning, trying to figure out if you need to buy more RAM, always look at the available metric. If you rely on free memory, you might think you're about to crash when you actually have plenty of room to breathe.
Okay, our initial checkup is done. But what if CPU and memory look totally fine and the system is still crawling? This is where our detective work gets a lot more interesting. It's time to bring in some specialist tools and investigate our next prime suspect, the disk.
This is where IOstat comes in. It's our go-to tool for investigating disk input and output, or I/O. Because think about it, if your applications are just sitting there waiting in line to read or write data from a slow disk, the whole system's going to feel sluggish, no matter how fast your CPU is. The key metric to watch here is % utilization. That's % utilization. If this number is hanging out near 100%, you've found your bottleneck. It means your disk is completely maxed out and just can't keep up with all the requests. Case closed on that front. Now, what if the disk isn't the problem either? Well, another common culprit is a CPU imbalance, and for this, we use MPStat. This tool is awesome because it lets us see what each individual processor core is doing, not just the overall average that Top gives us.
Here's a classic scenario where this is absolutely crucial. Top might show your overall CPU usage is only 25% on a 4-core server, which sounds totally fine, right? But if you run mpstat-p all, you might discover that one core is pegged at 100% while the other 3 are just sitting there bored. That's a classic sign of a single-threaded app causing a major bottleneck.
So, now we have a major clue. Maybe IOstat showed us a disk is working way too hard, or MPStat revealed a single maxed-out CPU core. Now we need to go from what the problem is to who is causing it. It's time to put a name to the process. Our next tool, LSOF, or List Open Files, is just incredibly powerful. You have to remember, in a Linux world, almost everything is treated as a file, and that includes network connections. LSOF gives us this master list of everything that's currently open, which makes it a fantastic forensic tool. And I mean, just look at how versatile this is. You can pinpoint exactly which process is listening on a network port, see every single file a specific user has open, or check which processes are active inside a certain directory. It's absolutely essential for narrowing down your suspect list.
And then we have its partner in crime, Fuser. Think of it this way. If LSOF is what you use for a broad investigation, Fuser is what you use for a direct takedown. When you already know where the problem is,
a specific file or a whole file system, Fuser will tell you exactly who is using it, plain and simple.
All right, enough theory. Let's put our new detective skills to the test with a real-world scenario that I guarantee every single Linux admin has run into.
You've definitely seen this before, right? You try to unmount a disk, but the system just says, nope, target is busy. Something is holding a lock on that disk, but what is it? This is a perfect case for our investigation tools.
And here's the beautiful three-step solution. First, we use LSOF, or Fuser, on that mount point to find the PID of the process that's causing the trouble. Second, we double-check what that process actually is. And third, only if it's safe to stop, we can use Fuser -K to terminate it, which instantly frees up the disk. Now, a huge critical warning here. That K flag in Fuser is incredibly powerful, but it's also dangerous. It terminates the process immediately, with no "Are you sure?" prompt. You have to always verify the process ID before you use it. You really don't want to accidentally kill a critical database service.
Phew! Okay, we've covered a lot of tools. Now let's bring it all together into a simple, repeatable workflow that you can use every single time you're faced with a performance mystery.
Here it is, your golden workflow. Step 1 is triage. Use top for that quick, high-level overview. Step 2 is verify. Use IOStat or MPStat to confirm if the problem is really the CPU or if it's actually an I/O bottleneck in disguise. And finally, step 3 is drill down. Use LSOF and Fuser to pinpoint the exact culprit.
And all of this brings us to the single most important takeaway of the day, the golden rule. You have to correlate your metrics. A high load average doesn't automatically mean it's a CPU problem. It could just be a bunch of processes waiting on a slow disk. You always have to look at the complete picture before you jump to a conclusion. So next time your server slows down, which will you investigate first? The obvious suspect or the hidden clue?